Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the weekend video. Weekend, it's now Friday afternoon in Ireland. So I know the US market has not kicked into gear at all yet. You're all still asleep over there. Get up out of bed for God's sake. Look at the day is half over. All right. I'm going to do this anyway, and we'll see how it goes. I'll be able to update tonight anyway, if something drastically different happens. But we'll give it a shot. So we're looking at euro dollar. We're looking at this ever-present three-wave move up in wave C of a triangle. So that's the long-term triangle that I'm working with. So we've basically done nothing over the last month and a half. The price has gone nowhere, which does, add a little bit of how would you say, a little kind of question mark at the end of this wave count. But on the other hand, it has not been ruled out at all yet. So I'm going to stick with it, that we are heading down into a D wave of a triangle. And again, in general, the price seems to be oscillating around that, 112 handle somewhere around there, and it will probably swing back up again towards 115, 116 in wave E. But anyway, that's a longer term view. Let's get down into the action off the high here and see what might be happening. Well, before I go, wave D here should be in three waves, so that could be a 3, 3, 5 decline. It could be a 5, 3, 5 decline. It could be a 3 triangle 3 decline. It could be any number of different combinations, but all of which, just to say that it's not going to be easy to figure this one out. It looks like at the moment I was working with a 5-wave decline and then a 3-wave correction in a B wave, and then we were working on wave C down. But the action yesterday kind of went against that. This spike higher here seems to be as part of a larger B wave, maybe. This could be B wave complete as a running flat, and then we head lower into wave C. I'm going to allow for a possible run up to that wave A high, so 119.17 again, and then a decline into wave C. But keep an open mind on this one. Once we break below, that 117.30 level again, that means that wave C is underway, and it could go a long way lower. It could head down towards 115 or so. I'm just showing I'm showing a trend channel here, but that is not necessarily anyway not going to represent exactly where the price is going to go, because we don't know where wave B is completing at all yet. So at the moment, I'm looking at 3 waves down in A, 3 waves up in B, and then a further 5-wave decline should come our way in wave C. And that is what we're looking for next week. Further declines in wave C. Okay, the cable, same thing. We're kind of working sideways in a triangle scenario. Wave B doesn't seem complete just yet. So this is an ABC decline in wave D, and then we'll head up again in wave E. Going on the hourly chart, you can see here that we had a 3-wave pattern higher in wave A, some sort of a 3-wave decline in wave B. Could be just a simple flat down in wave B, and then a spike higher again yesterday to be in what should be wave C up. The only caveat on this one now would be whether this pattern here develops into a larger wave B, and we get some sort of a second low here, an A, B, C down. But for the moment, I am willing to allow, not that it's looking for my permission or anything like that. I'm going to look for higher prices in wave C of B. Looking at about 131 at the 50% retracement level at the moment. We'll see how that works out. And again, if we get a break below 127.60 again, that will indicate that wave C is underway. Okay, dollar yen. Here's a 4-hour chart in dollar yen. This is the updated count from earlier this week, on Monday, I think. We had a breakdown out of this contraction, and that this kind of triangle formation had built over the last few weeks, and we had a breakdown out of it this week. So that kind of triggered the alternate count for wave C. So we now have a 5-wave pattern lower in wave C rather than a 3-wave pattern that I was looking at previously. We're right into support today or overnight. So that 104.20 level, that's the support of the previous wave 3. Excuse me. Oh, forgive me. You know that this is not an edited video. If I've just yawned in the middle of it. Okay, the 5-wave pattern lower in wave C. We've got wave 1, 2, 3, triangle, 4th wave, and then wave 5 down. And you can see here that the 4th wave triangle ended at about 106.55. So we're just pipping the wave 1 low there, which is interesting actually. What did we actually finish at? The triangle came in at 106.55, and let's go back to see what that wave A low. Yeah, just below that wave 3, wave 4, just below the wave 1 low here. So it's by the skin of its teeth. It came in as a clean 5-wave decline. Let's say wave 1, 2, 3, 4, triangle, and 5. We are in a 5th wave now. There's no doubt about that, and we're probably pretty close to the end of this 5th wave now, to be quite honest. We have a clean count down in wave 5, so wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3-wave rally in wave 4, and now another 5-wave decline in wave 5. The minimum target would be for a break of 104.19, is it, or 104.20 at the wave 3 low. And once we do that, I think we're pretty clear to start looking up again. Any challenge then back above 105 will signal that this whole darn triangle in wave B has completed, and we're looking at a further rally again in wave C. I know I've been kind of favoring this for a long time now, but we had early indications that we might be turning bullish here, but the pattern got more complicated, and then we had this alternate pattern and it just switched in. But anyway, so I still favor long-term uptrend US dollar. Let's move into the Dow. This is the 3-wave rally in wave B, or equally 1 degree higher in wave B in black there. The decline off the high is reasonable 5-wave pattern. There is some shenanigans that hoops that you have to jump through, but we have had a 3-wave rally into the this week's high, and now an impulsive fall out of that again. So we'll have to see if the short-term count is correct. Then we are looking at another 5-wave impulsive decline in wave 3 over the next week. So wave 1 down, wave 2 up, and now a possible decline into a 3rd wave. I like the way the decline off the wave 2 high. Wave 2 actually reached 50% more or less to the pip, or to the point, let's say. And the decline off that looks to be in 5 waves. So at the moment, it's looking good for a decline in the 3rd wave. We'll have to see how today's trade goes. But if we fall again today and we drop below this B wave low here at 27,450, 27,450, then that would increase the odds exponentially that we're going down into the third wave. Okay, so gold, let's move on. So far, we're looking pretty reasonable in gold for this triangle scenario wave B. Let's show you here on the 4-hour chart. I can't rule out this alternate count just yet, but it's looking less likely by the minute now. I'm looking at an initial move down in wave A, a triangle in wave B, and then another expected decline in wave C. Now this can be either as wave A of, I'll actually write that in there, A of 4, where you would have wave A, B, and C. Now this is in no way definite because there's no way that I can tell that future that further into the future. Or this 3-wave decline with an internal triangle is all of wave 4. We can take our pick on that one at the moment. You tell me. The other way that you could view it is that all of this triangle here is all of wave 4, but I don't like. This is either this contraction triangle could be all of wave 4, which I don't like because, or sorry, it would be down here. I don't like that because of the difference in proportion between the size of that triangle and the size of the previous wave 2. So we almost had like a year and a half of a sideways move in wave 2 in brackets, and then compare that to like 2 months in wave 4, and that just doesn't fit. For the moment, if we were going to decline in a fourth wave, that'll probably take a series of months, 6 months or so, of sideways to downward action. We'll see how that goes. Okay, let's get into the hourly chart. Here's the B wave high, wave A down, triangle wave B, and then with a bit of luck, we'll head lower in 5 waves again into wave C. The minimum target for wave C is below 1861, but we could fall, depending on how the structure goes, we could go all the way down to about 1750. We'll see how that goes. First of all, we have to see this B wave high hold as resistance, and we should see a break of 1905 as a trigger, as a confirmation point for this larger wave C. So in the medium term anyway, over the next couple of weeks, I'm still looking lower. And once we get 3 waves down complete, if that's the way this is going to go, and once we get 3 waves down complete, then I think I'll be turning Super Bull again on gold. Okay, crude oil. It was quite a rally this week, actually. We were tracking this C wave up, this B wave and C wave pattern, and wave C just pushed right back up. But actually, interestingly enough, it pushed right back up to fill the gap, the previous price gap there. That's a real psychological level, that 41.20 level there, where that gap happened. And this wave C came right back up to that gap line again. We'll go into the hourly chart here. We still have a pretty solid 5-wave count to the downside in wave 1, and then we have an A, triangle wave B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, probably a 5-wave pattern complete now in wave 5 of C. We're right back up. I mean, we've retraced as much here as you would like to see in a second wave. So this pattern does look stretched. This C wave here looks stretched and overbought, so it could give up quite quickly. It looks like the futures are heading lower anyway, so we could even open with a gap lower. And if we do, yeah, we could see 5 waves down by the end of today. If we break this wave A high, 38.65 high, that'll rule out a larger impulsive pattern that's building, and we'll probably call that wave 1 down with the expectation of a second wave correction building. Okay, let's get on to the S&P. Yeah, for next week on crude, this second wave scenario is complete, then we're looking for a third wave decline again. Okay, the S&P is, I've shown the count, a much higher degree here, which I think I'll probably have to move up the degree of wave count that I'm working with at the moment. This is probably wrong as well in terms of the degree of the count, but the spirit of the count is there. Okay, to the hourly count. Like I said, I could easily move this up by 1 degree, and I may do that tonight, just to bring things into a kind of a more kosher type of setup. It's a reasonable move lower, so probably deserves it. Either way, it looks like we have 5 waves down, and it looks like we have 3 waves complete. We were tracking this C wave up as an ending diagonal yesterday, or the other day, Wednesday was it? And then yesterday we spilled lower again in 5 waves. So indications are that we have wave 1 and 2 complete, and we are now beginning a third wave decline. So I would like to see this continue for next week. First of all, today we've got to hold that wave 2 high. It seems to be almost a double top there. So that's pretty significant resistance building right there, or built in place right there. So I would like to see wave 3 down now get underway. If we get a break of, let's say, the 3300 level, the 3290 level there, that will signal that wave 3, or confirm that wave 3 is underway. Now we have silver, a little bit of early selling today. I think the futures have just opened in the US, so we're probably heading down off that opening. If this is a 1-2 pattern now complete, then we should see an acceleration lower in wave 3 over the next, probably over the next week anyway. And wave 3 here, that'll be wave 3 of C. So wave 3 would probably head towards the previous lows here at about 23, and we should find support there. Then we get a fourth and a fifth wave to complete wave 3 down. So next week again, looking lower into a C wave in silver. Bitcoin, a very kind of tentative action in Bitcoin, because we've got 3 waves up of what is supposed to be accelerating into a third wave, and it don't seem to be doing that right now. The action is quite weak actually, in comparison to what we had off the high. So we are again looking at a possibility of a corrective lower high here. Now there is a way to count this as wave 1, 2, 3, and a 4 and a fourth and a fifth wave in here. Go back to the hourly chart, we can see that we have wave 1 down, wave 2 up, wave 3 down, ABC, fourth wave, and a fifth wave down. So you can count this easily as 5 waves down, even though it's more, pleasing to the eye, let's say, as calling it a 3 wave decline. But that does not dismiss the pretty blatant fact that we've got 3 waves up here. So what happens from here? Well, we filled a trend channel and we sold down a little bit yesterday. So the point would be, if we decline back below, let's call it the wave 1 high there, that about 10,480 level, or the 10,400, call it. If we fall back below that again, that will indicate that this is a 3 wave decline, or 3 wave rally, and we may be about to experience a further kind of pretty significant sell-off. If this is a 1-2 pattern, then a significant sell-off in a third wave, probably well, it could bring us a long way down. It could bring us, down towards the 7,000 level pretty easily. Obviously, we have support built in here in an internal fourth wave, so that's got 8,990. We call that 9,000. So there is significant support there, but a break through that support, might spell an end to poor old Bitcoin. Okay, let's move on. This is the DAX. The DAX has failed or refused to roll over just yet. It's probably one of the last holdouts. It's the last holdout in Europe anyway. So I can hear people screaming 9. We're not going to fall. I think you will though eventually. If this 1-2 pattern is still in place, although we do have a 3-wave decline here, it's a bit of a jumble at the moment, and I'm going to just leave it open until something defines the action. We need a move to define this action, and we don't have any confirming move just yet. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that as is at the moment. The Nasdaq is lining up to be a pretty exciting market over the next few weeks if we have this 1-2 pattern off the high, and it sure looks like that at the moment. The all-time high up here, 5 waves down, an ABC flat, and then another pretty, a reasonable move down lower, this down off a second wave, corrective lower high. So if this is wave 1 and 2, then we should expect a third of a third wave coming in next week. And if we do see a third of a third wave, then we will probably target for wave 3 somewhere, down around 990 maybe. And if we get a push, that's if a wave 1 equals wave 3. If we get a push to an extension in wave 3, that could push us down to about the 9,100 level. Let's see where that comes in. Yep, 9,100. So at the moment, things are looking pretty bearish for tech stocks, and if tech rolls, I think everything will roll. So roll on, the rollover in tech. Let's move on. Here's the Hong Kong market. I was looking at this 3-wave pattern higher, I think, earlier in the week, and we did top out. There's no trend channel there either, but it looks like an expanded flat with an ending diagonal wave C. And off that high, we had another pretty impulsive move building right now. It doesn't look like it's complete just yet. It's probably a 1, 2, 3 corrective fourth wave, and we should need another decline in a fifth wave. So again, we have in the Hong Kong market, we have 3 waves up, a significant decline, at a lower degree 3 waves up, a significant decline, and then at a lower degree again, here's that 3 waves up, we have an expanded flat, and a possible second wave, and a significant decline again. Now we haven't broke below that kind of shoulder support, or that neckline, I suppose you could call it support. 24,000 is a pretty significant number here. I'm going to say that too many times today. If we slice through that 24,000 level, there's no reason why we should stop, especially if it's third wave down. And what have we got here? We've got another swing low here at about 22,400, and then the further low at about 29,000. So 22 and then 21,000 is looking. 22,400 and then 21,000 is looking like the next levels of support that we have ahead of us. So in terms of stock markets, it looks like we have NASDAQ ready to roll. It looks like we have a reasonable bearish setup in Hong Kong. It looks like we have the Dow turned, the S&P, it looks turned. The FTSE it's a little bit off kilter because it seems to be tracing out a fourth wave. So more sideways action might be in the offing here. Actually, did I even do FTSE? Yes, I should do that now. FTSE has looked like a third wave down into the March lows, and then a very long drawn out triangle. That's what we're tracing out right now. And it looks like we could have finished wave C and moving down into wave D of that triangle. So a little bit more sideways moves, a sideways action over the next week or so, or a couple of weeks in FTSE, and then we head lower into a fifth wave. But in general, there's nothing bullish standing out in these stock markets. They look to be poised to tip into the third wave kind of waterfall decline scenario. So I would watch out on that one, on that front, if I were you. In terms of currencies, I think the dollar yen is reaching a low. I think we seem to be in the early stages of a decline in pound dollar and euro dollar. So dollar looks set to turn higher. Gold looks set to turn lower. Stock markets look set to turn lower. Crude oil looks set to turn lower. Silver looks set to turn lower. Across the world, the indices, stock indices, look poised for further declines. It's not that I just have one. It's not that I just look one way. It's just that they all look like they're about to turn one way, and that's down. And this would be very favorable to the US dollar. So we're in very interesting times right now. So okay, that does it for the weekend video. Thank you to you all for being around throughout the week, and I will see you on the website tonight for tonight's update. And everybody else who's watching, God bless you all. I hope you have a nice weekend. And here we go. Here we go again, said you. But despite all that, it's a wonderful life. Thank you for being around, and we will see you on the flip side next week. God bless you all, and have a nice weekend.